Carl, if they aren't in school, I mean, where are these kids at?
Well, they're not doing much, Natasha. I mean, that's the short answer. This was a survey by the Get Schooled Foundation, and they interviewed several hundred American teens. And a lot of these students are saying, well, the time spent in school is not very productive. So the survey then asked, all right, so what are you doing that's so productive? 65% said they skipped to hang out with friends, and more than a third said they skipped to sleep. In fact, it was only a very tiny percentage, Natasha. It was around 7% who said they were skipping school to do something considered productive, which might be taking care of a sick family member, friend, something like that.
Oh, yeah, that seems like a really legitimate reason. But just to hang out with friends, that sounds like something I would have wanted to have done back in the day. But you got to be careful. What are the reasons for not skipping class?
Well, school is boring was the most common answer to that question. A lot of these students, they fail to see a connection between the things they have to learn and the things they think they should be learning as part of a job. Now, a critic would say other students have to learn this stuff. In order to get a well-rounded education, you're going to have to learn some stuff that's not going to be, utilized on the job. Skippers won't accept that. And they also say that there aren't really big consequences for skipping. They say they might have gotten a detention, they might have failed a test or something like that, but they don't see a serious impact on their education.
Yeah, but they've got to understand that it has to be really bad for their education, right?
Yes.
I mean, somehow it is.
According to this study, yes, there are very serious ramifications. They say that skipping typically starts in middle school, and then around high school, a habitual skipper is somebody who's missing 10 or more days a school year. The study cited information that said that students who habitually skip are 20% less likely to get a high school diploma. They're 25% less likely to get any sort of college degree. So these are patterns that can augment throughout senior year and well beyond, Natasha.
I was never a school skipper. I had the worst conscience. I mean, I did it maybe once or twice in
Don't tell your kids.
My senior year. Okay, don't tell them. But I felt terrible, and I still did my homework. But that's because my parents had a close, eye on me.
Yes.
I would imagine parents have a lot of influence when it comes to skipping class.
That's the big one. They do, but it comes with a caveat. And that caveat is this. These students were asked, okay, what's the biggest thing that could discourage you from skipping school? The answer was parents at the very top. It was the most cited answer. But the thing is, 42% of these students said their parents never or rarely knew when they skipped. An additional quarter of them said their parents only sometimes knew when they skipped. So the takeaway for parents here is to keep tabs on your student being in school. It might be a text message throughout the day, it might be a phone call, or it might be the age-old question, what did you learn in school today? But it's, to talk to your students to make sure they understand that the parent is not okay with skipping, and also to try to keep tabs on, are they in school, and not just meeting that roll call for attendance, but are they in their individual classes? Those things can help discourage students from skipping out.
Some great tips for sure for parents and for students who are watching right now. Carl, Azuz, thank you.
Thank you, Natasha.